Hello and welcome to another Trading Diaries episode. This one is obviously a very new setup. I'm actually sitting on my laptop right now and it's being filmed on my laptop, and to make up for the horrible video quality, I've brought in my microphone because I do have a microphone. I bought one way before I started. Well, I got gifted one before I started this YouTube what's called channel. Anyway, irrelevant point, but yeah, today I'm in my room. I've had a busy day. It's very late, so I decided, I want to be consistent with these trading diary videos. So I just thought, I'm just gonna film it at home. In my room, and while I'm looking at the charts. I'm looking at the charts at the moment, and I actually did quite a lot of videos today about today's price action because it's kind of just started to form its first movement down. It's made its first movement down. It's made a high time frame, some high time frame bearish structure, but also it's just about hit my weekly dynamic support level. So I'm a little bit cautious of that, and just knowing that it's hit that level, so I don't know if it's going to continue down to pass through there. It could potentially tap. That's something that I'm going to have to find out later on today, if it hits that level or not, because previously price did sell off without me understanding why, which is kind of what it did yesterday. So yesterday's New York session, price made a massive movement down for what to me looked like no reason. I didn't really understand why. It's quite similar to the last experience that I had, which is why I started doing a weekly analysis. And yeah, in this weekly analysis it's saying that price is pretty much at my dynamic support level. So I don't know if I'm ready to take sales yet. I tried to sell before, because we've been at all-time highs for a very long time now. So I tried to sell once before at all-time highs. It was a picture perfect ICC setup. However, we're at all-time highs, so it was low probability. And yeah, so I was just a little bit like, is that a smart move to do? To short at all-time highs. Price has just broken past that 4,000 psychological level. I don't know how many sell or buy orders were there, so that might be another reason why price is consolidating, because it really did just go up past that level and then break down. But anyway, my trading diaries videos are for more mindset and psychology stuff, so I'm gonna stop talking about the charts. It's just because I've got it in front of me, but I'm gonna stop talking about the charts. I'm gonna talk about the psychological side of trading and how I'm going with everything. Today I had a work day, so I filmed a morning analysis this morning, and then I filmed another video of me checking on the charts when I got home from work. But yeah, and then other than that, I met with my friend for dinner, and yeah, I was listening to a lot of trading psychology videos today. Again, just general trading psychology, reasons why traders fail, and just trying to learn how to not mess up and do the wrong thing as a trader. Unfortunately, I don't have the most amount of knowledge to share with you guys today, which sucks, but I guess I'll just talk you guys through a little bit more of my experience. I still feel similar to how I felt before, which I've spoken about in last videos, but if you haven't seen those videos, I'm feeling a little bit rushed to succeed when it comes to trading, because I'm very ambitious and I like to do things as soon as possible. And I have so many goals for myself, and a lot of them I need finances or secure consistent high income to achieve those goals. So that's why I want trading to be for me. And that's not the full goal. The goal is to become a good trader. When I think of trading in my mind, all I want is just to be a consistently good, disciplined, profitable trader. I want to actually be a good trader. I don't want to just take I trade every single day in bad market conditions. I want to be a good profitable trader and be able to have the skill of knowing how the markets work. Not how the markets work. I don't need to know exactly how the markets work. I don't want to. I trade ICC. I don't trade ICT. So this is no hate towards. This is no hate towards ICT. But I don't want to know everything about ICT, and all the zones and the London, all the situations, because I've heard some of ICT's lectures before. I listened to a few when I was at the gym one time, and he was talking about all these things that happened, and it was crazy. It was so cool to hear. However, that's not the type of I don't when I say I want to learn how the markets work, I don't mean specifically ICT. I just mean I want to be able to master my strategy, and I want to be able to master the instruments that I trade and understand how they work and how everything works about the way I trade, and I want to have it mastered to the point where when price does give me a setup, or when price moves every single day, I know what price is doing. I know when I'm ready to buy, when I'm ready to sell, and have it be a high probability setup. So that's literally just been my goal from day dot, is just to be a good trader and have that amazing skill of being able to multiply your money in crazy ways. And hopefully, once I've been trading for a little bit more time, I'll be able to up the risk like Sky does. Because I learned from Trades by Sky. I highly recommend any beginners go and learn from him. He's incredible. He's honestly so good. He's an amazing teacher, and he's leading an incredible movement. So I'd highly recommend you guys learn from him if you don't already have your own strategy. Otherwise, don't strategy hop. Because I know I've been that's been drilled into my head. Like a lot of beginners just get in a cycle where they strategy hop for like years. So that's why I've kind of just stuck with ICC and just been like, yep, I'm gonna do ICT. Like, chapter closed. Like, we're not gonna talk about it anymore. I'm just gonna do ICC. That's just kind of in my mindset. But what else can I talk to you guys about? I guess we can talk a little bit about risk, because this is something that I've been thinking about, just because I've been like kind of crunching the numbers a little bit, because I've been trading for a little bit on a live account. I've not been trading for a very long time on a live account. It's been maybe about a month and a few weeks maybe. I did a little bit of forward testing before on demo, and I've done a lot of back testing. I'm still doing more to this day. And sorry, my screen is just going dark because I'm obviously not on it. But I also, if I see a setup that I'm not confident in, I will usually just demo trade it. But when it comes to confident setups that I've taken, like, I haven't taken that many. So it's put into perspective what, live trading would look like for me and how much capital I need to be able to continue with the risk that I have. But because my plan is to go for consistency over risk to reward, or over, making high wins over each trade, I'm happy with a low R to R as long as I can be consistent and have, an above 80 or even 90% win rate, which sounds, ambitious, I know, but I'm looking at, like, Trades by Sky is where I want to be. Like, genuinely, like, that is where I want to be. Not in terms of, like, he's leading a movement that I could never lead. Like, he's doing something incredible with, like, the knowledge that he's learned. I'm doing it in a different way, but he's doing incredible with sharing the knowledge that he has. So I don't want to take that away from him at all. However, like, the way that he trades is insane. Like, he trades with crazy size, and then not only that, he has I think it's a 98% win rate or something. I can give you guys the actual statistics, but he trades with massive size and his win rate is absolutely insane, and I can't wait to be at that point one day for myself, and that's the kind of point that I want to be. So that's why I'm trying to really, really just stay as disciplined as I can. Like, I had, just give me one moment. I had someone in my comments just before, saying that there was a, okay, hold on. I'm getting it up for you guys. Okay, so he's got the net P&L. This was on 21st of September. Net P&L is 18,769,000. Yeah. Account balance is 26,799,000. Win rate is 98%. So that's my goal. That is my goal. Does it need to be my goal every single month or like all the time? No, but it's still my goal. And just to like minimize the losses that I've taken. So that's why I kind of integrated like weekly analysis in my trading, because obviously high time frames hold more power. So I feel like when I go with the weekly analysis and make sure that I'm still trading in line with those dynamic support levels, then yeah, I just feel like I have a higher probability of winning. Even if, for example, my weekly analysis, because obviously I have trend lines in it, you can watch my weekly analysis video if you're curious, but I have trend lines which are my dynamic support and resistance levels. They're like this. So I have them at different touch points. The price needs to have made at least 2, ideally 3 touch points to have it be valid. But I basically have my dynamic support level here, my dynamic resistance. Price has reached my dynamic support level where I'm expecting price to bounce off of. And it looks like it low-key is. Like, I'm looking at the charts now and it looks like, okay, buys are kicking in. And price is pushing up after it sold off at New York Open, which, low-key, I'm going to be real, made me want to FOMO. It made me want to FOMO real bad. I looked at price going down and I was like, oh, because my setup today is a bearish ICC setup. It's not a setup that I've taken yet. It's just something that I was looking at and analysing today, and that's what the chart showed me that I was going to do today. However, I analysed market conditions, and market conditions were pretty choppy, and we're also at all-time highs, so I had to take into consideration the overall view of the market over the last couple of days, or really the last whole week, and that's what I've kind of taken and used as like my reasoning as to why I'm going to take a trade or not take a trade. If price was at maybe my dynamic resistance level, where it's like at the top of that trend line, where I'm expecting price to retrace back down to that dynamic support, then like, and that's not trading consolidation, that because it's trend lines. It's trend lines going up. I don't trade trend lines, but I'm using it in my analysis for the weekly time frame. So I'm actually using the daily chart to do the weekly analysis. So obviously, as everyone says, high time frames hold more power. So yeah, that's my thought process there. Like, if maybe price was at my dynamic resistance level, I feel more comfortable taking a short, but it's at my dynamic support level, so I'm expecting price to push up. But it might not. That's the thing, it might not. And because of that, I might miss out on an entry, but that's just something that we'll have to see. Because if I had integrated my weekly analysis before, I wouldn't have taken unnecessary trades that I didn't need to take, or been so attached to a setup, because, price action, it is telling me that price is going to do this. However, overall, is it really going to do that? I'm really tired. But I low-key forgot what I was almost really saying there. I'm not going to lie to you. And I don't want to yap on about, something that I wasn't talking about before and change the subject. But yeah, I apologize. Oh, I think I was talking about risk. Yes, at the moment I trade a $2,000 account. I risk 1% of my account, which means I only risk $20. That's a size I'm pretty comfortable with at the moment because it's allowing me to test my psychology. It's allowing me to test a lot of things. But I really think that that size is helping me a lot. Because it's so small. Like the risk is so small. I would have to lose 100 trades in a row to wipe out my whole account. Like I'm good. Um, is that gonna be completely accurate? I think I'd have to lose like maybe if I lost 50, I would start having to do something. But anyway, my risk size is pretty good. But I'm thinking about it on a long term type of thing. And if I can get my consistency up and my win rate up and get those consistent wins and reduce the chances of taking unnecessary losses, then what was I gonna say? Then, but raising my risk up would be more viable. It'd make more sense because apparently Trades by Sky risks 10% per trade, and that's what he did before when he was growing, when he was at my stage in his journey. But at the moment, for me personally, because again, like I'm trying to be, I'm humbling myself here. I'm humbling myself here because I could look at the trades that I've taken so far and been like, yep, all right, we've had a green week, we've had another green week, we're going good, and then I could put 10% on and it could just wipe out my whole P&L. So I want to be smart, I want to be humble. These are tough market conditions. I'm a beginner, I'm still learning. I haven't had the opportunity to do a bunch of trades because market conditions haven't really given me anything. So I'm trying to just chill with the size that I have at the moment. But within the next few months, I'll potentially be looking at increasing my size to 2% risk. And then from 2%, I'll probably leave it at 2%, potentially raise it to around 3. I'm looking at between 2% and 5% at being my risk overall. I don't believe for me personally, I don't really want to risk 10% of my account every single time I take a trade. As high as my consistency could be, I just don't want to really do that for my own sanity. I like the idea of risking 5% of my account at the moment. So 5% is the max that I would do. But yeah, I'm just looking at as my consistency grows and I get more confident and it gets really clear that okay, I've got a really good I know I already got a good strategy because I'm trading trades by Sky strategy, but having the own data and knowing that okay, me as a trader, like I'm good, because it's one thing to have a profitable strategy, but you've also got to be a profitable discretionary trader. I don't know if discretionary is a word, but I know using discretion in trading is something that separates the trades by Sky from all other ICC traders like me, because he's able to use his market experience and he's analyzing the charts to be able to be like, okay, yep, I'm not taking this trade, or yep, this is a good trade. Yeah, I can enter early here. I can, you kind of get what I mean. Like this is what separates experienced traders from non experienced traders. So I'm trying to use the experience that I've gained over a short period of time to be able to help me out in my own analysis and not taking unnecessary losses. Like through backtesting, I learned that usually the first hour of London doesn't really work for me very well if there's an ICC setup. Usually it doesn't work. That's what I learned backtesting 2 years of data. But that might not be good. But we'll see anyway. But yeah, I guess my discretion that I'm adding into my trading at the moment is not only just analysing market conditions, but also integrating a weekly analysis and using the chart to mark up my weekly analysis. But yeah, I guess that is really just a bit of a yap sesh on what's actually going on in my trading life. I obviously posted a video yesterday, I think it was yesterday, where I talked about how I crashed my car. Yeah, the car is still crashed, I can confirm. But you know what? We're dealing with it. It's just another thing that I need to deal with. To be honest, with everything else that's going on in my life right now, it's not the worst thing. It is definitely not the worst thing. So it's just another thing on the to-do list, but all is good, all is good. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm excited to do this trade recap and have a little chit chat about it, and I'm excited to wake up in the morning and see what price actually ends up doing. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say to you guys. Thank you for 500 subscribers. That's really cool. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love it if you subscribed and followed me along with this journey. I document my entire journey for anyone new. I document my daily morning analysis, my trade recaps every single day. I do yap sessions like this where I talk about my trading journey, things I'm learning, just the journey in general. And then I also have I also post weekly analyses that I do, and I also post a weekly recap where I go over my entire week of trades and what everything looks like overall. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I look forward to seeing you guys in my trade recap video, and yeah, please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you later today, if not tomorrow. Bye.